Hey everyone, welcome to Learn DAX channel. My name is Desh, and in the previous video we had seen how the inherent filter context of Power BI works and how we are going to negate the inherent filter context using the all function. If you haven't watched the previous video, I will leave the link in the description. You can go and check it out. Now there can be certain situation where we would want to negate the filter context of a particular column but retain the filter context of a particular column. Now in that scenario, we are going to use something called as the all except function. Now, this problem statement can be solved using the all function, wherein it says calculate the percentage of product sales per retailer. But then you'll say, hey, haven't you already done that? I have this retailer as Amazon. I have this retailer as Amazon, the product as men's apparel, and the retailer wise sales is 1.14. Again, for retailer Amazon, the women's street footwear is 1.02%. But you see, there's one catch, and that is all of this is not adding up in case of Amazon to 100%, which means it's slicing and dicing in two contexts. First is the retailer, and the second is product. But what I want is for as long as I am selecting Amazon as my retailer, I want that all these products should be split in such a way that the retailer wise sales for Amazon should add up to 100%. Now, how I'm going to achieve that? That is by ignoring a filter context and retaining other filter context. I'm going to retain the retailer filter context and ignore the other filter context. So let's start creating a measure and see this thing in action. So I'll create a new measure. I will call it retailer sales all except, just to make it a bit more intuitive when we are going to pull it on the canvas. So I'll use the calculate function, sales amount. Then I have the all except. Then all except has two arguments or more than two arguments. First, we have to define the table name, in which case this is sales. And I want to use the sales retailer. Now what this means is except sales retailer, ignore any other filter context. Just keep retailer as the filter context active. Ignore every other one. So I'll create that. Now let's see if I pull this measure against a product. So where do I have that? See, retailer sales all except. This is how it works. These verbose names help you to pull the right measure at the right time. See, it's not respecting the filter context introduced by the product, because what my all except formula says that except for the sales retailer column, do not respect any other filter context. Okay, let's take another try. Let's take another swing using the region. And the region will be again retailer sales all except. Verbose measure names actually work. They help us to save time and pull the right values. We have 1.2 billion in sales. It is having no impact regardless whether I put region or I pull the product. Now is the time to pull in retailer. If I pull in the retailer and if I pull retailer sales all except, third time I'm saying verbose names help us. See, now it is respecting that filter context, which is why now the data has been actually sliced as per the retailer. So now what we're going to do is, once we have this sorted, I will now create another measure which will divide retailer wise sales percent all except, because we are making very user friendly and intuitive names. Will be divide sales amount, and what do we have? What do we have? Retailer sales all except. A very intuitive name. Cannot go wrong with this. We should not go wrong with this. We will not go wrong with this. So I pull it here and I change it to a percentage. Now you'll see the magic. Now for the retailer Amazon, let's start checking if what difference we are seeing. Okay, these are the products that are sold by Amazon. Now if I quickly pull the calculator, so I have men's apparel as 13.51% plus, okay, redo this, 13.51 plus 15.48 plus 28.49 plus 20.14 plus 10.25 plus 12.12. Yeah, rounding up to 100%. So now what the user will see is Amazon as a retailer is selling 13.5% goods in the men's apparel product. Amazon as a retailer is selling 12.12% in case of women's street footwear. So instead of seeing the granularity at the level of retailer plus product, I'm just seeing the granularity at the level of retailer, and I can pull anything else other than product, and I should still see something that suits my agenda. For example, let's try with something else. Retailer and maybe region. Let's try and pull retailer and region. Yeah. And now again, retailer sales all except. No. What did we create? I did say we are not going to go wrong. Percentage all except. Yeah. It worked. It worked. So now again, see, if I go for the retailer as Amazon, and if you look at the region corresponding to Amazon, Midwest, Northeast, South, Southeast, and West. And if I check the calculator and see what it's adding up, 20.49 plus 49.51 plus 0.58 plus 13.19 plus 16.24. Okay, there's some slight rounding thing that's happening, but we get the idea what we're trying to do. Regardless, whatever I pull after pulling the retailer, it's always going to add. This is going to add up to 100%. That's what we wanted to do using the all except function. So I hope you learned something from this video, and please leave your feedback in the comments. If you loved it, please share it with your friends. And like I always say at the end of every video, thanks for watching and happy learning.